Hi, have you ever felt so lonely when surrounded by people? This question may resonate with many of us as it taps into a deep and universal human experience loneliness. This could be that one feeling that gives us extreme discomfort. Loneliness, in its many forms, is a feeling that knows no boundaries. It can touch anyone, regardless of your age, gender, or social status. We often think of loneliness as a solitary figure in an empty room. Yet, it's more complex than that. It's not just about the physical isolation, it's not about how many people you are surrounded by or how many friends you have on social media. It's about the quality of the social interactions you have and the relationships you maintain. Welcome back to Colors of Life, where we learn and grow together. I am your host, Suma Rao, a self-discovery coach and counseling psychologist. The loneliness paradox. Imagine, for instance, being in a crowded room full of laughter, chatter, but feeling as if you are standing on the other side of a glass wall, unable to connect or think about those moments. When you have shared a piece of your heart, only got overlooked or misunderstood. These experiences add to many facets of loneliness. Loneliness can also be a feeling of complete disconnect, a sense that you are out of sync with the world around you. It's like being in a puzzle piece that doesn't quite fit, no matter how much you try to adjust your edges. For some of us, loneliness is not just a fleeting feeling. It's a constant companion, a shadow that lingers even in the brightest of the days. It's a silent whisper in the back of the mind, a subtle reminder of a void that is waiting to be filled. But it's important to remember that loneliness in itself doesn't mean you are weak or failure. It's a part of the human condition, a testament to our innate desire for connection and belonging. It's a signal telling us that something in our social world needs attention. Loneliness and being alone are two different things. When you feel lonely, you feel this need to be connected with someone or having a social connection. Loneliness is a negative state in which you feel discomfort or social pain. You may feel alone, empty, or possibly even unwanted or unloved. Whereas when you are alone, you feel physically distant rather than feeling the emotional pain. Let us understand the science behind loneliness. Did you know that loneliness has been studied extensively in the field of psychology and neuroscience? Let us delve into the fascinating world of science to understand the intricate mechanisms behind loneliness. Most of us must have experienced loneliness some or other point in our life. We can see that when we feel lonely, our bodies and minds respond in the ways that can be both enlightening and alarming. Loneliness rarely walks alone. It is accompanied by fear, worry, anxiety. Research shows that loneliness has led to an increased risk of conditions like depression and anxiety. This is because, as it may sound cliched, we human beings are social animals and our brains are wired to have connections with others. When we are isolated, we may perceive threats that don't even exist and trigger our body's stress responses. It's not just our minds that suffer. Loneliness can affect our physical health. Loneliness is not just a subjective feeling, it has a profound impact on our brain and body. Scientific studies have shown that chronic loneliness can lead to increased stress levels, weakened immune systems, and even cognitive decline. A study conducted by neuroscientists found that prolonged loneliness can alter the brain structure and function. Specifically, the regions responsible for emotional regulation and social cognition can become compromised. This makes it even more challenging to connect with others. We may tend to misread the neutral facial expressions as something gross or constantly in a defensive mode. Some studies suggest that chronic loneliness can lead to an elevated risk of heart disease. This is because our bodies, when we feel lonely, release more of stress hormones like cortisol. Over a period of time, this heightened stress response can lead to inflammation and damage to the heart and blood vessels. Fascinatingly, researchers found that the health risks associated with loneliness are on par with well established risk factors like smoking and obesity. Here is a question for you. What would you think more harmful to our health? Smoking or loneliness? You may be tempted to say smoking, isn't it? But this particular study that grabbed headlines suggested that loneliness can be as detrimental as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. Shocking, isn't it? Another study found that loneliness can increase the likelihood of mortality by 26%. It's a sobering statistic that underscores what an irony. In a world that is more connected than ever before, people are feeling increasingly so lonely. What can we understand from this? Well, it turns out that loneliness is less about the quantity of social interactions and more about their quality. It's about feeling understood, cared for, and valued. The absence of this quality connection can lead to a sense of isolation, even when surrounded by people. Loneliness is also subjective. Two people can have the same amount of social interaction, but one might feel lonelier than the other. This is because our differences in life experiences and coping mechanisms. Clearly, loneliness is not just an emotional issue, but a serious health risk. It's a multifaceted problem deeply rooted in our psychology and physiology. Now, let us explore the science of loneliness. Number one, you may constantly experience this cold, flu, and body aches, find it difficult to sleep, or you oversleep. Number two is feeling exhausted. Every time when you have to have social interactions, mingle with people, you feel like it's taking a lot of your energy. You can see yourself taking long hot showers or drinking a lot of hot beverages, hot chocolate, hot coffee to compensate the warmth you are missing in your life. You find yourself a retail therapy person. Frequently, you will be buying the stuff which you are not even needed, and you care more about your material possessions. You spend a lot of time scrolling through the social media or binge watching Netflix or Amazon. You tend to get stressed faster than other people when you are in similar situations. Does it reflect deeper societal issues? Let us explore further in the next episode, including the causes and solutions for loneliness. Until next time, keep learning and evolving.